One of the things that they'll probably go back and look at, what were the interactions between these two players earlier? Did he intentionally lift his skate like that? That would be a good defense, right? Because if you said, okay, no, I got knocked over here and I didn't intentionally lift my skate. If you didn't intentionally lift your skate, he's not guilty.
Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And what he do? And it's gonna react to all the self-snitching.
Hi, this is Bruce Rivers. Welcome to another fun-filled episode of Criminal Lawyer Reacts. I'm Bruce Rivers, your board-certified criminal defense lawyer. Board-certified by two different boards, the National Board of Trial Advocacy and the Minnesota State Bar Association. And I'm certified as a criminal trial specialist. Does that mean I'm right every time? No, it doesn't. And we're accompanied also today by our content genius that you know is Michael Rivers, my son, the guy with all the plans, the guy who corrects me when I'm wrong. And today I'm here to say that I was wrong. I was wrong about a couple things. This is about that Johnson case that we talked about, a little while back. Before we get to that, this is that Adam Johnson, the hockey player that was killed. Before we get to that, this is brought to you by eSign.com. eSign.com is a very effective way to remotely do business. I've had a lot of people, actually text me that they've used eSign.com. I use it all the time for like a retainer agreement or any kind of document. My grandmother, as you know, is sitting in my basement eating Cheetos and doing whatever she's doing. She uses it all the time because she's getting arrested, hiring an attorney. She does all kinds of other crazy stuff, got a rap deal. You use it however you want to use it. And it's an excellent way to remotely do business quickly. If you have an agreement that you need signed right away, you sign it. All you have to do is download the app. You get 3 free signatures a month. It's a fantastic way to remotely do business. It's part of the century that we're in now with technology. You got to love it. Adam Johnson was killed during a hockey game in Nottingham, England. When you go on the ice, when you go on a field, when you are on the ball field or the football field, whatever, you take certain risks, right? There's a certain assumption of risk. I didn't think that kick was intentional at first. And if you slow it down, it doesn't look like it's unintentional. According to the Associated Press, police in England arrested a man Tuesday of suspicion of manslaughter at the death of the ice hockey player Adam Johnson, whose neck was cut by a skate during a game. We're going to play the video again here shortly, but if you look what he does, he really does lift his leg high up. He gets hit a little bit just before, but it doesn't look like he's trying to kick him with his skate. Johnson, he was 29 years old. He was playing for the Nottingham Panthers against the Sheffield Steelers on October 28th when he was struck by opponent's skate blade in the Elite Ice Hockey League game at Sheffield's Utilita Arena. Here's the thing. What is manslaughter? Manslaughter is basically when you do something inherently dangerous and you disregard the risk. In other words, say, you're a photographer and I am a cadet. And you want to take a picture of me holding my gun like this. And the gun goes off. And I should have known better than to have a loaded gun pointing at you like that. Or you drive down a sidewalk, knowing people are there. You're not trying to kill them, but you don't really give a shit if you kill them or not. It's sort of like gross negligence. It's called culpable negligence. So I'm going to pull what they call the jury instruction guides here in Minnesota. This law necessarily would not be the exact same in England, but it is kind of, the concepts are exactly the same. So manslaughter in the second degree, by culpable negligence whereby she creates an unreasonable risk and consciously takes the chance of causing death or great bodily harm to another person. So culpable negligence is intentional conduct that the defendant may not have intended to be harmful, but that an ordinary and reasonably prudent person would recognize as involving a strong probability of injury to others. Great bodily harm is just bodily injury that creates a high probability of death. That's Minnesota law, but it's in every state, and even bloody old England, they have the same concepts. The first thing you'd have to find out is, well, did he intentionally lift his skate like that. That would be a good defense, right? Because if you said, okay, no, I got knocked over here and I didn't intentionally lift my skate. If you didn't intentionally lift your skate, he's not guilty. But if he did intentionally lift his skate, not necessarily meaning to cut him there, but, ignoring a risk that anybody else would think, because you know how often they sharpen their skates? They sharpen them in between periods. They take I think their blades are removable, and so they're not dull. Have you ever seen professional hockey players skate? They skate hard, and they're able to, move. It's because those blades are so sharp. And those blades are really dangerous when you come up to just skin, and you can cut somebody's fingers off. So that is really what's going to have to happen here. And it'd be a prison sentence for him, for sure, if he's convicted of manslaughter. So let's kind of just see what they're saying over in good old England about this particular event.
First, though, a man has been arrested on suspicion of manslaughter in connection with the death of ice hockey player Adam Johnson. Our chief reporter, Kaveh Solokol, is here with me. So, Kaveh, just explain what happened here.
Yes, well, 2.5 weeks ago, Adam Johnson was playing for the
Adam Johnson is actually from Minnesota, just so you know.
Nottingham Panthers in a game against the Sheffield Steelers. During the game, he was seriously injured and he was later, unfortunately, pronounced deceased in hospital.
If you remember, when they took him off the ice, he was bleeding like crazy. And it doesn't take long to actually bleed out.
Now, a post-mortem examination confirmed that he died as a result of a fatal neck injury. And today, police officers investigating his death have announced that they have made an arrest.
So the first thing they do, the medical examiner does, is determine whether it's homicide or some other manner of death. Homicide doesn't mean murder, doesn't mean manslaughter. All it means is that death at the hands of another. You could have an innocent death at the hands of another, but some other human force caused the injury that causes death.
They say that today they arrested a man on suspicion of manslaughter, and at the moment he remains in police custody.
And have the police said anything else?
We have had a short statement from Detective Chief Superintendent Bex Horsfall, who says that our investigation was launched immediately following this tragedy, and we've been carrying out extensive inquiries ever since to piece together the events which led to the loss of Adam. And these
one of the things that they'll probably go back and look at, what were the interactions between these two players earlier? Because if there's some bad blood between these two players, that makes the kick that much more intentional.
In these unprecedented circumstances, they also say Adam's family is being supported through the investigation.
Now, then the normal course is you get brought before a magistrate or a judge, and they'll determine conditions of release, and he'll probably be released on bail, some kind of bail, and then he has to answer to the charges. What a very tragic story. When I originally reacted to the video, I know I was like, this. I was trying to give the other player the benefit of the doubt. I really was. But now that I've watched it a bunch of times, I can kind of see how it looks like an intent. It really almost looks like a martial arts kick, honestly. But manslaughter doesn't mean you intended to kill anybody, but you did intend the action. And by any other reasonable standard, one could say that the action was in conscious disregard for somebody's safety, for the risk of creating death or great bodily harm. That's what manslaughter basically is. So we'll continue to follow this, but, it is a tragedy for Adam's family. He's in the twilight of his years. He's in twilight of his career, because he's playing over in England, but still probably having fun playing hockey, and it's really either a freak accident or an intentional act. That will be the thing to be decided in court. So we'll continue to follow this. And one of the things I wanted to share with you guys, I mean, I listen to you guys, and I look at the comments. Michael and I look at them all the time when we talk about them. And we don't get to see all of them, but we see a good chunk of them. So if you are sending comments, by all means, continue. And once in a while, we get people sending kind of funny messages. I want to play one for you. Can I do that? I'm going to play a message for you. This is so awesome.
Welcome to your voice messaging system. You have one
Now listen to
saved
this.
message in your mailbox. First saved message.
Bruce Rivers. Wow. We fucking love you so much, dude. You're all that, dude. You're the shit. Anyway, I can't believe I got your voicemail. I just wanted to call you and tell you, dude, I'm just one drop in a big ocean. You have millions of fans out there. And for all of those who didn't pick up the phone today and asked to leave a voicemail, I speak for them. There's lots of it. Dude, we fucking love you. We love you.
All right, I don't have to play the whole thing, but and I surely don't want you guys to just all of a sudden just start calling my voicemail and blowing me up. But I'm going to tell you this. Michael and I really, really, really appreciate the support. Our channel has grown so much since we started. The goodwill we get from everybody, I mean, our comments are almost universally positive. I get some people that say I swear too much or take the Lord's name in vain. I try not to do that too much. And I'm trying not to swear quite as much, but, you know, it is what it is. Bad habits die hard. But we are so grateful for all the support of the channel, and keep the ideas coming in because we never tire of them. You might not see it now, but you might see it later. So just, and we got a new sponsor that's going to come online. We're not going to tell you what it is yet, but it's going to be kind of cool. And we're going to have some offers for you guys. So just stay tuned and appreciate your support. Make sure you subscribe, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, and make sure you sign up for Patreon, and we'll see you next time here on Criminal Lawyer Reacts.
Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away. Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away.
23-hour lockdown, police is at my goal.